to my surprise, when I came to work today, Pastor Pam, who is in charge of our reentry program and also overseeing the daily needs of Roselle First, which trains our youth and helps to get jobs for, Roselle citizens and others, reached out to some very important employers and set up this job fair, which she made me aware of, and we publicized it. She anticipated there would be quite a few people, but when 10 o'clock rolled around, it was wrapped around, the building. And I went out to meet everybody because I wanted to know where they came from. Were they all Rosellians? Were they not Rosellians? And as I went down the line, most of them were from Roselle, but a lot of them came as far away as Marlborough, desperate to find jobs, had seen our advertisement on the website, and saw that there were good employers here, and hoped for an opportunity to work full time. You're talking about dressed appropriately, motivated, resumes in hand, all waiting to have a chance and an opportunity to be able to be interviewed and employed. Uh, it was heart wrenching to see that still, even as our economy is improving, to see how many people are still without jobs, capable, competent, professional people. And this is not just a soundbite. This is very real. And so I'm going to make sure that I give every bit of my support to in fact, ironically, I was in a meeting with her the other day, and we were talking about how we can find the best way to marry positive influences in terms of nonprofit entities, with our borough, to be able to bring about these kinds of programs and expand them so that they're more far reaching. We were even talking today about the possibility that we will probably have to create something like this very soon again, but probably in the high school where there's more room and space, and to be allowed to bring in more employers as well. So we're going to continue to search, and we're going to continue to operate on the premise that everybody that needs a job gets a job. And we'll do everything in our power to try to make that happen. And, so I really appreciate what she brought to us today, and what the various employers brought to us today, because, as I said to them when I spoke to all of them and thanked them for coming here, I said, some of these folks sit on computers because everything's internet related today, and they punch out hundreds and hundreds of resumes. And very often they have no feedback as to what they didn't quite say to capture the interest and the attention in the myriad of internet resumes that are sent to each of these employers. So the opportunity to meet face to face and to be possibly considered for a callback and an interview is worth millions to them, because now they're not sitting in a chair in front of a screen saying, will anyone contact me ever? It used to be back in the day where you would knock on a door and you would get some sort of a call back, yes, no, or otherwise. But today, even though they say, oh, everything's done by internet, that lack of personal contact leaves people absolutely abandoned. They have no idea. I'm not saying that there aren't companies out there, they probably couldn't respond to the thousands that are looking for jobs. So the internet is simple. The question is, how do you select? And for those who came today, and I saw some of the resumes were amazing, okay, they sometimes never hear back. They don't know. And it seems almost futile to them to even attempt, but they keep their spirits high, and they still go to every job fair, and they send out the information on the internet. And I don't have a simple answer, a solution to this, except that we have to keep trying and do more.
Is this the first one Roselle's done?
No, we have had others not like this.
Not this big.
Nothing this big. This was eye opening to me.
Well, this morning when you first started, when you said
Yes.
there's a line, like approximately how many? Like
I,
50,
I,
over 100?
I would easy. I would say over 100 easy, and and not stopping. I mean, they're coming in. We couldn't even fit them in the chambers, because and that's why they're wrapped inside the hallways, and they're standing there patient in the heat because God knows, our air conditioning is not at its peak use right now, and they are determined and they're there and they're trying to get to speak to these companies. Some of them are coming specifically to see certain companies like transportation, banking, whatever it is, they're going for those companies. Others are uncertain and not sure. What I like that our employers are doing, um, is that when they come across somebody who is uncertain about the job, they give them information about what kind of jobs are available, and they have them give a call back, and they have them on a list so that because sometimes they're just going and hoping and praying for anything from the janitor up to the president of the company.
Mm.
And you understand that because so often people are saying, listen, I'll take anything. And unfortunately, the age old cry is, well, you don't have experience in that field, or you're overqualified, or you're underqualified. The list goes on in terms of, how people are able to secure a job. So I appreciate, like I said, what Pastor Pam did here today immensely and what we're going to continue to do in the future.